Hello and welcome to another video of the IT Career Guide YouTube channel. In today's video I want to talk about the average salaries per IT career track or path. So talking about what is the average for help desk or system administration or information security or IT management, so that you get an idea in which areas the salaries are at what level. The numbers I'm talking about today are really the average. They come from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they're not specifically for a certain area in the United States. What I'm going to do with this data really is I want to visualize it to you so that you can see, okay, help desk is down at the bottom. The more challenging roles, paths, tracks, whatever you want to call it in IT, are of course a little higher. So, but even there, it's like very important to understand, okay, how much can you make in IT management or information security? And I know these numbers are very generic in that regards. It's really more like guidance for you. Think about it if you go into, let's say, information security and you become certified with certain very important IT certifications for information security, your salary can be significantly higher. And of course, the location, as mentioned earlier, plays a role as well. So let's start with the quick rundown. So here on the chart, you can see that IT technology management is at the very top. Then we have cloud computing and then IT risk management and cybersecurity. Risk management and cybersecurity go hand in hand. And so it's very critical to understand really how these roles are related to each other. Then we're talking about IT architecture and design, project management, then compliance, DevOps, business intelligence, data management, data analytics, programming and application development. The numbers that you see here might seem a little low, specifically if you know how much you can make at one of the FAANG companies like Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, and so on. So again, this is just an average, and it's supposed to give you an idea of, okay, I want to go into programming, and where does that fit in compared to system administration? So let's start at the bottom here and just look at the sheer numbers. So IT help desk and technical support, the number here shown is 64,567. So that sounds very high for a help desk job, and this is probably a mix of roles within help desk management, help desk senior level type of support based on locations and so on. So, but the next level up here is a jump to 94,650. It shows networking and telecommunications. What you can put in there as well is basic system administration. So that fits in right there, almost at the same level as networking. Networking may be a tiny little bit higher than generic system administration. But you see the big jump coming from 64,000 to 94,000 here between help desk and then the next level. And if you look at the jumps from the other type of professions, it's less big. So that really tells you help desk is more the entrance into IT, but also the entrance just into certain areas of IT. Certifications like A+ or the Microsoft certifications related to help desk and Office 365. Those are entry-level certifications in a way, really pushing you into that help desk area. And they might not help you to get into compliance or into data analytics and data analysis. So just keep that in mind. So the big jump here really, once you go away from the, I want to say, more generic work, that's where the bigger salaries are. So let's look at the programming and application development. The number here shown is 110,234. And so this sounds a little low for software development. I mean, if you're a beginner or rookie in software development, a junior level software developer, that number sounds very high. But in general, again, this is the average. And software development, really the numbers can go way above 200,000 with bonus and equity in a company, of course, they can go significantly higher. But it shows you that software development is higher ranked than telecommunication and networking and system administration here. So system administration, while there is good money to be made, software development, there is significantly more money available. And if you have the right skill set, the right programming language, and the proper understanding of how to build software, how to write good code, there's a lot of money to be made. So rightfully ranking above the system administration, networking, and telecommunication. Then business intelligence / BI, data management, data analytics. This is an area I want to say that is probably a little more difficult to pin down of what type of job or what salary really. I would probably say that you want to have a master's degree in mathematics here to really take advantage of this business field within IT, so that you can really achieve the higher salaries. The 111,000 here is probably without an MBA. It's probably just with your regular college degree. But again, if you have something in mathematics, finance, something related in that area, it will give you an advantage, and your salaries go easily 160, 180, 200,000 or even more. Then we have DevOps engineering. So the building of software applications, not necessarily doing the coding, but really the development, the operations, structuring, the design. There's a lot of specific knowledge required. So writing code, the software developers are usually not the ones that are necessarily designing everything or having the appropriate information. So that is usually a different role. It probably fits more into the DevOps area here. So again, 114,361, slightly higher than the regular programming position. And rightfully so, it goes towards architecture and design. Talking about IT architecture and design. So this role here is showing up further up with 128,441. So from systems administration and systems engineering, that is really a great step up, and the salaries are higher there. So you can see that is over a 10% increase in that area. Actually, it's 30% increase now that I'm looking at the numbers, so roughly 30%. It requires a lot of experience. The experience is where that salary is justified with. If you are a junior systems administrator and you want to become an IT architecture and design individual, well, you need that job experience, and that is just something that only time and actual work on projects and different areas can come from. So this is not something that you can simply accelerate, even if you have the appropriate college degree and maybe a certification. The job experience in this area is critical, and with that job experience comes the higher salary when you get into that type of position. So I jumped a little bit over compliance here. IT compliance is an area that is not usually talked about or as an IT job. Compliance comes into play when you look at, let's say, healthcare, pharmaceutical, financial areas where it's really important to have the right control mechanisms in place and the right procedures, and where people follow those procedures or do not follow these procedures, where compliance is critical. It's often an overlooked area in IT, and you do not necessarily need to be an IT specialist like you have to be in other areas. Of course, you need to have expertise and you need to understand the broader information technology. But that is an area where not as many individuals are available in the market. And so it might be easier to get a job in that area. But I also have to say, in IT compliance, it's more difficult to get out of IT compliance and go into another area. So just be aware, once you're in there, it's a little more challenging to change roles, to change paths. Then project management. Project management in general is a very high in demand type of profession. In IT project management, if you bring experience from IT infrastructure or software development, that project management role can drive significant higher salaries than what is displayed here with the 122,529. Especially if you can supplement your expertise with a PMP certification. So that's where salaries can go really high up. You could even get into consulting and make a lot of money just going between companies and major projects. Projects often run 6, 12, 18, 24 months or even more. And depending on how good you are and what type of role you get, there's employment almost always guaranteed. Project managers are usually not unemployed for very long, especially if they have a PMP certification. I have made other videos about IT, information security, cybersecurity. I do not like the term cybersecurity. I think it's overhyped by the media. So information security or InfoSec is more the term I'm referring to. So that combined with risk management is one of the hottest areas in IT. There's so much demand, and you can see with the higher salaries that there's not enough labor in the labor pool available. So there are not enough individuals with that skill set, and accordingly, demand is high. The salaries are being pushed upwards. With the right certifications, yeah, you can easily go above $200,000, and it guarantees employment as well. Cloud computing is another one of those hot technologies. Everyone is moving to the cloud. The basic cloud technology, a lot of people know. Systems administration, those people need to work in Office 365, Azure, Active Directory, AWS with Amazon. So there's a lot of skill set. But when you go into that level above the basic cloud computing, that's where the demand is very high and where you do not have that many experienced individuals available. So, and that base salary here of 153,655 is just really representing the high demand and not enough experienced people. So, cloud technology is really something that is the future, and if you want to get into that area, the demand is high. So then technology management. That is listed very high up here. It's the highest paying profession in IT. It's, I want to say, a mixed field. So there are some areas where you are a generic manager and you can get into IT, and your generic management skills might be exactly what is needed. But once you have certain technology knowledge, IT management, that's really where a lot of the higher salaries are. And it might be just with bonus and equity in companies that comes by default with a management position. But with technical expertise, there is a lot that can be done, and that's where the salaries are significantly higher. It also depends on the industry. So pharmaceutical industry, finance industry, again, some of the companies like Microsoft, Apple, and so on, the salaries are pretty high in those areas. You need to pay attention to what is your base salary and what is the variable salary, like bonus and equity as mentioned. But with the right level of experience and a good skill set in management, the sky is the limit. I mean, really think about VP, CTO, CIO, even middle management with senior managers, directors, senior directors. There is a lot of room to grow, a lot of challenges. So I personally am in IT middle management, and I really enjoy the variety of tasks and responsibilities. So just be aware, this is less hands-on technology for most people, different areas, different projects. And so it's very challenging. And if you can succeed in these type of roles, the salary will reflect that. I hope this gives you a good idea about which areas, which track, which path in information technology has roughly what salary and how it compares to other tracks and paths in information technology. Again, the disclaimer, this is not location specific, it is not experience specific. There are no certifications and everything visible here. This is really just how does a help desk position compare to DevOps engineering? How does a network and telecommunications role compare to project management? So this you can use this as a map. If you start out in IT, where do you want to go? Where do you want to end up with your salary? Where are your personal interests so that you can enjoy the work that you're doing? So I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so as well. And then I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.